Welcome to week number 7, marketing, developing relationships. Marketing is probably the key operational area of an organization because it's directly responsible for revenue. Without a solid marketing plan, which involves way more than just advertising, you'll fail. If you can't compete in a market, you don't have a product or service that can sell versus competition, it's not going to go well. So this is a key area to understand. So let's look at the assignments for this week. First up are the readings. We've got chapters 11, 12, and 13, all marketing related. It should be pretty interesting reading for you. And we've got 2 assignments. First is the discussion, and I've expanded the questions so you can use these as your bold headings with your answer following in regular font. But these are all pretty basic, straightforward questions. It should be obvious so that you'll have to have read the chapter to really make informed replies to each of these. So do look into them, give some depth to it. It should make it way more interesting in that sense. And let's look at the other assignment, which is a little more involved, is comparative analysis. So what you're going to do, and I'll just read the objectives of this analysis, is develop a comprehensive understanding of a company's performance in various business categories. Now, by business categories, they mean operational areas. All right, and look for standards, best practices. What you'll need to do is choose an organization that you understand or you admire or you've got access to information, something that is definitely of interest to you, though. It could be a company you work for. Now, ideally, it will be a publicly traded organization, but if you can't find enough information about publicly traded, it's okay to use a known, so bigger than average, but a well-known organization that you have access to information. So if you want to use the company you work for, that's fine. But you're going to then choose 3 operational areas. Could be marketing, could be finance, could be operations. They list supply chain and innovation, which are really functions of marketing. Sustainability is a function of public relations that's been operationalized. But you understand, you can choose HR too, for that matter. So an area that you have information about, or areas, and that you have an interest in or understanding is probably good choices. So you're going to select those 3 areas and do an analysis. So here's what you're going to do: research and analysis. For each of the 3 select areas, you're going to want to list them in bold. Again, make it very clean, clear, and organized. And you're going to consider the following. And if you do any citations to an APA, you just don't have on a document or in your submission links at the bottom that represent resources. They should be an APA style. So make sure that you're familiar with that 7th edition. And there are tools to help you with that for sure. Here are the areas of analysis. Okay, where does a company excel? Within those areas, where do they do them well? Do they don't do them well? Where do they excel? And I'm not reading the whole thing to you because you can do that. And then next category is where do they need improvement? Okay, so are they excellent? Where are they lacking? Again, this is a judgment call based upon the evidence that you can find and support. So that's key. Then a comparative analysis. Compare it to another company in that business category or that area that's like an industry standard. They're an exemplary performer. Highlight what they do well and look for gaps and what advantages the other company has in comparison. So where are they deriving their advantage from? So you're essentially acting as a CEO here, and you're doing a deep dive on this. Then recommendations. So given what you've analyzed, so the diagnostic phase, okay, now you're going to write the prescription. So you're going to want to label recommendations and go into, some pretty developed thought on that. So take your time with this. This is an important assignment in that sense. So explain each of these recommendations that align with the company's mission, values, strategic goals. And I would add, who's their target market? Who are they trying to sell into? How are they positioning themselves? That's key in this. How are they doing that? You might want to look up positioning. Doesn't mean where they're shipping to, although that is part of it in a sense, but how are they positioning their product? And then a conclusion. Summarize the findings, the analysis, recommendations, and reflect on it. And I'll be interested to read what you come up with in this regard. So this is your chance to act as a consultant in a sense, a business analyst, and really come to grips with how they do things, both good and bad. So enjoy the week 7. I look forward to reading your work. If you have questions, please let me know. Thank you.